International viewers, thank you kindly for choosing us here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. My dear friends, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program, Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa November, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, get your pen, get your notebook so you can take notes in important numbers that will be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in master control, we've got Robert Batiste. On behalf of the team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, blessed, productive, and great day today. It's Tuesday, the 11th of November, 2025, the 11th of the 11th of 25. It is a day and time we'll never have the opportunity to ever have again in life. Don't procrastinate, don't waste your time. Do something productive and constructive with your time, all right? And if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours, that someone special. Don't take your loved ones for granted. Tomorrow is not promised, all right? Let's quickly go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. And our quote says, start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And I'll add, always give it your best shot. Always do your best. Don't compromise on that, because the choices you make today will certainly determine your tomorrows. That came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Let's quickly go to their ad.
The Fab India Expo announces its After Diwali sale. As we approach closing, enjoy store-wide discounts on all your favorite items. Plus, don't miss the Meat Festival at Zyka Restaurant, featuring delicious Indian-style curries and grilled meats. Hurry, the Fab India Expo closes on November 9th. Fab India Expo, opposite Medford Gas Station in Chaguanas.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
It's the Mid-Center Mall Christmas Market from December 5th to the 28th. Experience the magic of the season with over 300 local and international merchants, multiple restaurants, and daily stage performances. Fun for the entire family with a bouncy castle for the kids and the perfect place for Christmas shopping. The Mid-Center Mall Christmas Market, where the spirit of Christmas comes alive.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you so much for choosing us. Those of you on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, those of you on Tego, the app, remember to download it. Take Real TV with you real time, anytime, so you could be part of our dynamic programming. This morning, I am in conversation with a gentleman whom I have a great respect for. He is a force to be reckoned with, a son of this soil. I think what sets him apart is that he is such a gentle, humble soul, but a giant in many ways. When we talk about miracles and when we talk about angels on earth, one of the people that will always come to mind is Mr. Revan Tilak Singh. He is also the president of Seva International. Started from very humble beginnings, but of course has grown from strength to strength. A very good morning and a warm welcome, Mr. Tilak Singh.
Morning to you and your viewers and listeners.
You know, one of the things, and I said in my introduction, that I admire about you is that you're so humble and peaceful, and you've got this very calm disposition, but yet you're a giant and a force to be reckoned with. You've done so much when it comes to Seva and giving back. And just for the benefit of those who really are not aware, although I think it's a household name now, when you think of disaster, when you think of problems, when you think of things that are out of the norm, you know that Seva is there. And that's something I really admire with you. So let's just backtrack a little bit and let's talk about the birth of Seva.
So in 2023, 2012 actually, we met a guy called Arun Kankani. He was president of Seva International USA. He came to Trinidad.
Yeah.
And he saw the work that we were doing. We were in contact, and he said, why don't you all start a Seva Trinidad?
Yeah.
right? And we took his advice because from Sense University, a group of us were doing activities. We were running health fairs, doing blood drives.
I remember.
Doing those things under the Hindu Students Council and through the Hindu Swam Sevak Sangh and those organizations. And coming out of that, we decided to form Sewa TT, but we were very different from the Sewa Internationals throughout. We were one of the few organizations focused primarily on India. So most of the Sewa Internationals are diaspora or first generation Indians in all the other countries where it existed. We were one of the few countries that were more detached from India, and we really were 7 and 8 generation. So our
Correct.
navel string is here.
Yes.
Right? So we started to do projects focused on Trinidad and Tobago, and in that formation process, we sat down and we looked at the gaps. We said, we don't want to just create an organization for organization's sake.
Yeah.
The projects we were looking at and we were doing were things that we thought the country needed, right? Particularly during times of disaster. And we understood that if you have to function during times of disaster properly, you have to practice. And if you're practicing, you have to build resources to practice, and then you have to give those resources to somebody, right?
Correct.
And the people who are on the lower end of society, meaning economically, the lower economic end of society, they would need everything that everybody needs during a disaster. So if we need clothes during a disaster, or food or shelter during a disaster, those people on the lower socioeconomic stage need that regularly. So we decided to build projects around those type of things, those type of needs.
And I remember when you
Yeah.
started, and now you would have grown by leaps and bounds, from strength to strength.
Yeah.
I mean, you're there when the first thing or the first people that you see in front line say, well, you've really done exceptionally well. It takes good management, a strong leader, and a great team as well in order to taste success. And you've done that exceptionally well.
Yeah, well, it was a process, right? And it was quite a strategic process too. Coming out from when we formed SEWA, one of the first things that we started to organize was blood drives.
Yeah.
Right? And it is required. We still have a significant shortage of blood in the country. We've made an impact. We've made an impact particularly in the Hindu community, because in 2007 there was a survey done that said that the Hindu community was one of the lowest contributing communities for voluntary donations.
Right.
Now that has flipped. We're one of the largest communities that donate. And that's because while we're a national organization, that's a sphere in which we worked in, and we deliberately worked on that to make sure that the Hindu community is integrated and is contributing to national development.
Yeah.
Right?
And what sort of intervention in terms of you taking responsibility to ensure that you had that flip or that turnaround where you got Hindus now coming out and saying, all right, we're going to be part of this, or we're going to give?
Yeah. It was just strategic, again, education. And Sewa is part of the Hindu ethos, right? And it was just a change of perspective. And it took work. We had to go to many mandirs. We had to interact with people over the years. The Diwali Nagar has been an excellent resource for us. They afford us the facility for free for almost everything that we needed for. But again, coming back to the strategy, once they start to develop your pool of blood donors, those are very compassionate people, and that was the anchor for Sewa. So now, right, we started to move every year. We add in something else in terms of the hierarchy of needs. So food, for instance, we decided, look, if we have to produce food en masse during an event, we had to practice. So we partnered with a homeless shelter called Shamrock. So they require food every day.
Yeah.
Right? We decided, look, we will take one Sunday every month
Yeah.
And for the past 10 years, basically, past 13 years, we have been doing that
One Sunday every month.
every month. So
That's a big commitment, however.
yeah. I mean, sometimes we don't fall on the particular Sunday for the month, but you adjust accordingly according to people's time and thing. But what we do is we encourage either an organization or a family to cook that meal. And they prepare for 60 to 100 people. When they do that now, they practice how to cook, how to transport the food. They understand the logistics. When I prepare the food, it takes time to reach the people, and then it has to be dished out and how it's served and eaten and things. But that gives us now experience and gives the family experience during a disaster. They know now the instructions. So when we have a major natural disaster like what happened in 2018 to 2020, we could have called every year we build in 10 new people who could cook the food. We now could just call upon 10 people and say, here, we need food on Wednesday. There's 10 people cooking 100 meals. They have everything that they need in place. There's 1,000 meals. And in one of the major floods in 2018, we did 12,000 meals in 1 week.
12,000 meals in 1 week.
Yeah.
If you'll allow me to share my first-hand experience with Sewa TT. If you remember when we had the flooding back, I think it was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we had the radio station at that time. And I remember partnering with you. We went into St. Helena in big trucks because we couldn't use cars. And I saw, this was at the Sai Center. And honestly, I stood up for a couple seconds, observed, and I was in awe. I was in awe of how organized and well placed and everybody working together cohesively.
Okay.
I got myself involved as well, helping cook and package and things. But it was such a beautiful experience. But more so, the takeaway is a lasting one of that, of seeing adults work together so cohesively, so kindly, so understanding we are doing this for a greater force. When you talk about Hindus, or you talk about, educating, the Hindu education is so important because knowledge is power, right? And you've been able to flip that and turn it around by doing your drives in education alone. But you don't, when Sewa TT, it's now Sewa International.
Yeah.
When Sewa, you started off as Sewa TT, now Sewa International.
Well,
because you go into the regions,
yes,
and we're going to get there. But when you all talk about helping, you don't only help the Hindu man.
No, we are national.
It's beyond that. It's national. And you jump in and you get it done. It's like you get in there as angels just saving the day.
Yeah.
Superheroes in our land, as you see.
Yeah. So just a couple notes on that. While we are an organization that is built on Hindu philosophy, Hindu principles, right? So Sewa is a Hindu concept itself. It's very different from charity. Sewa and charity is actually two different things. Sewa is selfless service versus just giving something, right? There's an intention behind your selfless service. So it was easy for us to make a change in the Hindu community because that attachment is there, right? But we are a national organization. We work with churches, mosques, everybody we work with. We do our Eid drive, we do our Christmas drives, we do, and we get support from every single group also, right? But having said that, we were able to make a change, a specific change in our entire community because it was planned. And now we are planning that same change in Trinidad for the same blood donation. So our hope is once we get the support of the relevant authorities, right, that we can in the next 5 years see how we could fix this blood donation situation. And again, you talk about your experience, right? We have taken a professional approach, right?
Very much.
So again, Sewa is not because you have something excess you'll give. We sit down, we plan, we build the resources that we require to fix the problem. So we identify the problem, we work out how we will fix this solution in a professional setting, and then we go out into the community and build the resources for that. And that is, I think that is why we have been able to maintain such a high level of volunteers from young people, because you would see a lot of young people and even the retirees.
You do.
You know, we actually we spend time and effort focusing on both groups, because young people have energy, ideas, they want to do things, right? And the retirees or people close to retire, they're mobile, they're still fit, they could move around, they have resources, meaning that they could pick up, they have experience, they could pick up somebody, they could drop somebody somewhere, they could pick up an item. So those, and they're not dependent, right? So focusing on those two groups, and also the middle-aged people too, because they bring their children, and building every single project to be family friendly has been successful for us.
Extraordinary. Let's go to these important messages. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with a true hero, a true son of this soil. He is the president of Sewa International. I'm speaking of no other than Mr. Revan Tilak Singh. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Welcome to The Power Play, the most exciting period in sport. Join us every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. as we bring to you all things sport. We break down football, cricket, basketball, all the latest sports in the Caribbean and of course across the world. Right here on Real TV, your station for local sport. Real to the heart, local to the core.
Smith, have you ever wondered what a man is thinking? Have you ever wondered why a man does what he does? Well, join us on our new show called A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV on Mondays 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., where we discuss just that. The points, the clues to get into a man's mind, right here on Real TV, bringing reality to you.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you, to all of our local, regional and international viewers. I am in conversation with Mr. Revan Tilak Singh. He is the president of Sewa International, started off as Sewa TT. And you know, I believe when you talk about Sewa TT, Sewa International, it's a household name, it's a brand that you've worked exceptionally hard for. You've really put a lot of effort into building from where you started, from strength to strength. You've really grown in the sense now that you do so much more, not just Trinidad, but you've gone into the Caribbean and the region, you know. Currently, I saw that you're doing this massive, and this is no norm, I've seen it before. I think I've also dropped off clues in the past, not this last time, but you have this massive clothes drive that you're doing. Talk to us about that, Mr. Tilak Singh.
So the clothes drive is something that we developed when we, as an international organization, we adopted the Sustainable Development Goals in 2018. right? At that time, we looked in Trinidad, we looked at all our waste management and going through the reports. And I say, we take a professional approach to everything, right? We saw that between 8 and 9% of all items in the landfill are textiles. And these textiles now are mostly plastic. So again, dealing with people, you know, we sit as a team and we try to figure out, look, what can we do to help mitigate that?
Right.
Right, and we realize that even within us, sometimes, you know, you have clothes, you're not really wearing it. It sits in a cupboard. It's there for a long time, you know, like my tanty and them still feel like wearing size small. Now I am medium, right? So you get brand new clothes and it just sits there. And a lizard go walk over it or something up mid-gas stain and that's the end of it, right? You realize you can't wear it anymore and you throw it away. So we decided to have this clothing recycled.
Yeah.
And we're asking people to, you know, just bring their clothes into us. No, we're not collecting right now, right? We were collecting,
Yes.
right?
We had a big thing.
Yes,
And
and that clothing recycle, actually, clothing drive moved from the first year we collected 5,000 pounds of clothes. This year,
5,000 pounds of clothing.
yes, 5,000 pounds of clothing. This year, we have collected over 20,000 pounds of clothing. So this entire studio filled up to the ceiling. Every corner, every corner.
Wow.
It's such a huge pile. And we've had volunteers coming every single day for the past 2 weeks to sort these clothes.
That's what
Now,
I love.
now, thinking about the professional approach, as you say, and a very thoughtful and dignified approach, what we do now is we lay out the entire inside of the Diwali Nagar like a huge store. So we sort by women's top, dresses, professional wear.
You categorize
Yes.
boy, girl, sizes.
Toddlers, baby, and not just boy, girl, but shirts, pants, we have about 53 different categories, right? Then you have small, medium, large,
Yes.
right? And the idea is that we're not just taking clothes and handing somebody a bag and say, okay, use that.
Right.
They could come and select a style that is suitable for them. The type is a real dignified, and they do it in a private environment. So while we do open up to the public at the end, right, we're very deliberate in not just advertising to the public just so. So we would have collected on average over 40,000 pieces, right? And just imagine a number. But
40,000 pieces.
yeah, and the average value is $100. I could guarantee you that. Because we consider a piece, those 3-piece suit size $1,000, we consider that as one piece. And then you'll have, you know, a small item like a baby vest and thing. So they kind of net out each other, and we average it at $100 a piece.
Excellent.
So that is over, let's say, $500,000 US recirculated. When I think about it from a forex perspective,
Of course.
right? That people don't have to buy these things, and most of it is new, right? And we actually giving it away for free,
Absolutely.
right?
Free.
So what we do now is this is our 6th clothes drive. So we move from 5,000 to 40,
yeah.
20,000 pounds and 40,000 pieces.
Pieces.
Right, and we have a process where we work with the Ministry of Social Development. They would support us. Their staff would come, and they would bring the persons affected by domestic violence, displaced persons, and as I say, all of these homes, the children homes. That is about, in that first round, a group that will come. There's about 1,000 people. Right, and it will be done very quietly, very dignified, so people don't under security.
Who they are coming for clothes.
Yes,
Very
right.
nice. Very
So
cool.
that first category of people would happen. Then we would go. The next category would be the mental health patients and the long stay patients at hospitals. So there are people who are there for a month, 2 months, 3 months. They have to be bathed. They return. They require a specific type of clothes. And when we categorize the clothes the way we categorize them, we could actually pull out, you know, so they need more cottons and that type of thing, the patients.
Yeah.
Some other people could do,
Loosely fitted clothing.
yes,
Nice,
right?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and then again, we'll contact the fire service. So they will provide every year approximately 100 homes get destroyed in Trinidad. So they connect us with those families and they help bring them. So those families will come through.
Your networking is amazing.
Yeah. So when we finish and then we work with and make sure we have no geographical discrimination, we ask every single councillor and every single MP, right? Every MP will bring will choose 10 families who always MPs. People always go to the MP office.
That's
they always
brilliant.
contact.
Yes,
they always
people
contact
going
the
there for help. They know the persons with
correct
regards to single parents and first hand.
And we cover every single area of Trinidad, right? We working on Tobago too. It's a little challenge with transport and thing, but it's a process, right? So all of that happens, right? So, and by that time, if you consider a family of 4, because with the MPs and councillors, there's about 1,000 families that would come through, right? When we go through that entire list itself, right, and consider a family of 4, plus the long stay patients, the true social development thing, we cater for almost 6,000 people.
You are clothing
Yeah.
over 6,000.
Yeah, so everybody will leave with 5, 10 pieces depending on, and they get to choose, right? They get to. I mean, we can't have everything for everybody, but you could at least get a dress pants. We also work with the OJTs, and the OJT program will help us. They would reach out to the people who are who they feel need help. And they would come and they would look through the professional way so that they could get a start also. So it's a very thoughtful, dignified process, and it takes a tremendous amount of coordination. You can't believe it's 100, it's letters, it's follow-up calls, it's all of these things are required just to make this happen.
And it's time consuming.
Yeah, it is.
And this is a non-profit organization. When you say you give lavishly.
Yeah. So we're in that phase now where in order to continue the work that we're doing, we have to have some full-time employees. Just this project is a month. Every single day we're having people there, and it's while volunteers come, right, the management of all of these things that are happening concurrently is a full-time job itself.
It is. Yeah. So when I say you're a superhero, you're a superhero. You really get it done. But again, it's good management and a great team. If you have a great team and you execute well, you look at strengths of different people, then you could get it. And you have been doing it.
Yeah.
And it seems it's amazing. You can't help but be amazed of how this organization, how many at this time, people that are involved in terms of coming and giving of their time. And
so I would say because we do almost 30 projects a year, you have different people.
30 projects per year.
Yeah. So between 2 or 3 health fairs, a couple of blood drives, clothes drives, we'll have our fun run. Any disaster-related things, we do training programs like we CERT. We just actually graduated this weekend. We had 30 people graduated and another 30 completed our community emergency response training, which touches on light search and rescue, first aid, just to make sure when we're going out in the communities, we are trained and we have the right protective gear and all of those things. And all those things cost, right?
Of course it does.
But people come, they give their time, they give their effort, the volunteers come, they buy their own stuff, and all of that helps. And it's a model because it's selfless in nature. It's why we have been able to thrive for so long.
You have. You have. You can't help but sit and think of the magnitude of what you do and how you do it, and you do it effortlessly in the sense that, and again, I like in the beginning when you said Sewa is different from charity. It's different. It's completely different, and I applaud you for that. This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, as we continue to inform, educate, empower, and keeping it real, bringing reality to you. Today I'm in conversation with a son of this soil, and I'm speaking of the president of Sewa International, Mr. Ravan Tilok Singh. We're going to go to a quick break. When we return, we continue our conversation to find out about the dynamic and great work that they're doing. But if you are in a position where you can help, where you could give of yourself, because sometimes not everybody may have the finances, but if you could give of your time, then that is so much that you'd be adding to contribute to saving lives. And that's what they do. They save lives. They intervene when disasters are happening. So let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation. Stay with us.
Step into the colors and flavors of India at the India in Style Expo opposite the Center of Excellence Mokoya. Dive into our Indian Food Festival featuring a delicious variety. Plus explore vibrant Indian clothing, elegant outfits for the entire family, perfect for every occasion. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. opposite the Center of Excellence in Mokoya. Get ready, Shoguners! The Fab India Expo is back, starting on September 18th, right opposite the Medford gas station, Shoguners. Shop authentic Indian fashion, food, jewelry, home decor, and much more. Don't miss out on the Fab India Expo opposite Medford gas station, Shoguners, your one-stop cultural destination.
Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Deanne.
We are inviting you to join us for a brand new exciting show, Family Matters. Every Wednesday, right here on Real TV from 6 p.m.
We will be having live guests, and we are inviting you, our viewers, to call in and interact with us, because your opinion matters. You are a part of our family here at Real TV.
So don't forget to tune in every Wednesday right here on Real TV, where family matters.
See you soon.
In every moment of silence, there is His presence. In every act of kindness, there is His teaching. Sai Darshan, a devotional journey into the life and wisdom of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Discover stories of faith, lessons of compassion, and the light of divine inspiration, guiding us towards peace, service, and inner joy. We invite you to join us every Sunday at 5 p.m. for Sai Darshan, where hearts awaken and souls find their way home, right here on Real TV.
Back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you so much for choosing us. Today I'm in conversation with Mr. Ravan Tilok Singh. He is the president of Sewa International. So now from Sewa TT to International, they've been doing a lot of work, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but also regionally. Welcome back, Mr. Tilok Singh. Let's talk about some of the past work you did in terms of stepping out of Trinidad and your comfort.
Yeah.
But
So,
into regions.
yeah. So, I mean, we've always viewed the Caribbean as our home.
Nice.
And I guess it comes from cricket too, right? We are West Indians first. West Indies is our first love, right? And when Hurricane Maria and Irma passed through Dominica, that was devastating for Dominica. We felt that we had to do something. And again, being very organized as we were, we developed an entire process which we were practicing in Trinidad.
Right.
And we were able to provide some buckets of items for Dominica. 2,000 buckets were sent to Dominica filled with food, right?
2,000
Yeah.
buckets.
3 containers, basically.
And you fill that with food.
Yeah.
So 2,000 families got food.
Yeah. And we'll explain in full circle how that whole thing came about.
Now,
And
2,000 families, let's just say is a family of 4.
yeah.
That's 8,000 people getting
Yeah,
food.
directly. And the items in the bucket basically is enough food for at least 36 meals. 36 to, depending on how you prepare, 36 to 40 meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
So
and we've
rice
calculated
and
that.
peas.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
And we've tailored it to where we're going. So like if we're doing it, it's the same food packages that we do in Trinidad. We'll have dal and those kind of things. But
Right.
if you're going more of the islands, you have more peas and red beans and those kind of, again,
good,
being
yes.
thoughtful, right?
You did your little research.
Yes, but dealing with disaster, we'd have dealt with the La Soufrière volcano. We'd have assisted there also. Tremendous amount of work that we did last year together with the Kalpu brothers. They represented us. They actually went to Grenada and Carriacou after the hurricane there, and now we're focusing heavily on Jamaica concurrently while we're doing all of this close drive and these other things. We have sat down, like everything we have explained before, and studied the problem from end to end. So the first thing is, when a natural disaster happens, there are people who are affected. What is their current situation? The ports are damaged. The people who are working in the ports, who are the customs officers, those people, their homes are also damaged. So whatever we're doing, we have to cater to make life easy for them, right? And also we want to deliver supplies to the people who are affected. Then we have immediately, there's a group of people who want to help. So we have to also make it easy and convenient for those people to help and make sure they get value for money. So we've developed a system with the supermarkets, right? So all the major supermarket chains actually partner with COTT, and they have a line item, right, that they have in their system. In this case for Jamaica is Hurricane Melissa relief, or COTT Caribbean relief, right? So you could now go on month 10, on any time during the next month, and we'll probably run till the end of 2025, where you could go and you could make a contribution to that fund.
Wow.
It is convenient for people to give, right? The next thing is it is accountable. So you actually get a receipt for every donation.
I was about to ask you with regards to accountability and transparency. Sorry.
Yeah.
Accountability and transparency. That is also very important.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it because we have all our audited statements. One of the few organizations that try to get everything done before the first half of the year.
Nice.
We've been consistent with that. We have been auditing for the past 7 years.
Brilliant.
Hopefully we'll get charitable status by the end of this year. We're hoping everything looks positive so far.
Well, you deserve it.
But coming back to the process now and thinking through the process, the supermarkets now will run reports periodically and let us know how much they have collected. Now we take those items, the money, we bulk those items and we go directly to the distributor, right? So the distributor now gives us at a price even lower than what they sell the supermarket.
That is awesome.
So an item that would cost you $10 in the supermarket would cost us $5 or so, right?
So you could buy 2 items.
Correct.
3 items.
Correct.
Brilliant.
Right.
Awesome.
So we now give value to the contribution that somebody gives. We make it convenient for the donor, and we are giving them double value for money. Because it's easy for them to take something out of the cupboard, but then you have to think about all the logistics of that. They have to come and drop that somewhere. Somebody has to sit down and check all of these things for expiry. Somebody has to figure a way out how to package these things, right? And then how do you package it? Now, it's random items, different sizes, different things. So you had to put it in a box, rainfall, it go on the port, pests could go into these boxes, right? So we would have chosen a method that we said, look, we are giving you double value for money minimally, right? And we don't, it is not practical for us to collect a whole set of random items and try to put that together, the space requirement, the logistics requirement. You may have something that have a month expiry on it, but it takes 3 weeks to get to Jamaica. And then it may sit on the port for a week before it gets cleared. Because remember, the people in Jamaica, even the workers, their homes damaged, right? Everybody, right? And then by the time it reaches somebody, half the items in it expired. So when we go to the distributors gives us products that have the longest lifespan. And we design the bucket such that the products that we produce will give that family at least 36, 37 meals. Of course, we don't have any perishables, so we'll do like all-purpose seasoning. We wouldn't abandon and those things, right? But it would have the raw, dry ingredients to cook a meal.
Excellent.
Right, and then again, being thoughtful and being practical, we don't do canned stuff. It may seem like that is the best thing to do, and it is required in emergency situations. But once you're past that first 2-3 days, people will find a way to cook and all of those things. When you send a can of beans, right, you're transporting the weight of all the water inside and the can. And that is a rigid thing that has to fix, and it could get dented and could leak and all of those things, right? When we do dry beans and peas, for the same 400 grams, you get almost 6 times the amount.
Exactly.
6 times the
fresh.
yield.
You cook, yes.
Correct.
You feed, rather than feed 2 people, it would feed the entire family. That is brilliant.
So that level of thoughtfulness would have gone into this bucket. And now the buckets, that when we stack and we do these buckets, it's stackable, it's pest-proof, it's seal-proof, right? We have looked at all the logistics in terms of what are the challenges that happen during the shipping. Bad people would use this opportunity to transport guns or to transport drugs.
True.
When people see Sewa and the authorities in any of these Caribbean islands see, look, it's Sewa, they look for the seal, they know it is well put together, and the speed at which that could now move through the system is so much faster.
Yes.
They don't have to go and bust open every box to check and see if somebody thing it and tape it back and all of those things. Because that is a reality.
That's thinking outside of the box. That's really innovative thinking.
It's thinking outside the box and into the bucket.
Into the bucket. I like that. Into the bucket, because the bucket could be used for water, for things up, for storage.
Correct. Yes.
So it's a win-win across. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant.
So we do that, and we have our first 1,000 buckets we would want to make this month. Now, each bucket is valued, right? Is valued $400 plus. It's costing us about $200 per bucket, including the shipping and everything that has to happen going through the process. So it's even less than half. But when you add the shipping and all the little things that has to happen. Yeah. So we have to raise $200,000. We've only reached about 100 so far. But again, thinking about it over the years, we've built a reserve, right? So we're going to use that reserve, because when we send in something too, it has to be timely, right? We don't need to rush to be the first, but it must be timely. So we're sending out this first one, and we hope over the next month, we'll build back that reserve, replace what we would have sent, and also build a few other things for Jamaica, which includes solar lamps, solar generators, water purification kits, etc.
Have you thought about clothing? Because you do have a lot of thought about clothing.
Yes, and again, understanding the project and understanding the process, right? You have 2 things. It's not like the people clothes that went over there disappeared, right? In fact, the disaster is so bad that people have to move to shelter. They have less space for clothing.
Correct.
Right? So by now things would have been washed. Is clothing required? Yes. But
it's not priority.
But it's not the priority at this time.
So you prioritize. Great.
Correct. And the same thing happens during floods and those things. While the people's house wet, you can't send dry goods. What they need is fresh food.
Yes.
Then when they clean up, you can send dry goods. And by that time, they fix up the cupboard and they take out all the things. Then you do. So there's a process.
You know, it's devastating when you think about losing everything you want to say.
Correct.
Some people are still paying mortgages. You know, it's horrible. You take your life, and invest it into your home, your castle, and you just lose it. You know,
Correct.
it's very difficult.
And this,
Well, I would like to say this openly because I know you said that you would like to, you're still raising money. If you have an ad or you have anything, I would like you to share it, and we would be happy to be playing it to remind our Trinidadians and Tobagonians that they can help as well, and how it's an awesome way of helping, you know. So I would like to let you know, no cost at all. You send it to me, I'll start playing it as soon as possible. What we did, you know, I like to help as well in my own little way, but we partnered with the embassy, the Jamaican embassy, because it's difficult. And of course, so if there's anything that we could do on our end, don't hesitate to reach out as a media house. You know, I'm always willing to assist whenever we can. Yeah. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa. Let's go to these important messages. When we return, we'll talk to you a little bit more about how you can make a difference in saving someone's life and helping someone, take them out of depression, giving them hope. Getting that food alone is hope that they are good people, and this too shall pass. Yeah? Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
Hello, I am Astrid Morillo, Mrs. Congeniality, a bilingual Venezuelan living in Trinidad. I invite you to join me for an exciting new program, La Voz Latina, where we will highlight the achievements, challenges, businesses, and culture of the Latin community in Trinidad and Tobago, including the food, music, talents, immigration experiences, and more. Join me every Saturday and Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. for conversations that celebrate our voices, our stories, and our community. Coming soon to Real TV.
Planning a concert, conference, wedding, or cultural celebration? Let Real TV broadcast your event to the world. From live streaming and on-air coverage to global reach across TV and online platforms, we make sure your big moments are seen and heard everywhere. We offer professional production, worldwide exposure, and an unforgettable impact. Don't just host your event, let us share it with the world. Contact Real TV today, where your story becomes everyone's experience.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
I am Avinash Singh, former Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. I will be hosting the next Harvest, a forward-looking agricultural TV series exploring innovation, resilience, and opportunity across the Caribbean farming landscape. Join me right here on Real TV every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with repeats. See you soon.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you, to all of our local, regional and international viewers. You know, this is where you could step in and you could make the difference in the lives of so many people, and look at how fortunate you are in terms of, you know, sometimes you go to the restaurant and you spend how much money, sometimes you just have a line home and you spend so much money, and giving can really empower and help people that are in need at this time. Welcome back, Mr. Tilak Singh. Let's talk a little bit about this drive, because I think that's important. We have to do something to be able to help you get those things to Jamaica. We understand that Melissa was caused a lot of, it's devastating, it's horrible. And it's only when you understand it, or when you're in the shoes, you really understand how terrible it is. Just looking at the videos alone, you could become depressed. You know, a friend of mine was telling me the stench
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we've had first-hand experience with that. When you think about the bark from the trees were ripped out. Imagine how much wildlife all over the country died, right?
No,
And now that bodies, right, you can't find them, right, all over the places. So a country after a disaster is really not a nice place to be.
No, the aftermath.
Right.
It's very depressing.
It is. But Jamaicans are resilient people. It's not the first rodeo with hurricanes. However, this is massive.
Yeah.
And you have to give a lot of credit to the Jamaican authorities. The fact that deaths were so minimal compared to so many other spaces, even when you look at New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, you're talking about a first world nation with very good infrastructure, and you had so many deaths for Hurricane Katrina. But in little Jamaica, we say, as compared to the great United States, right? And I mean, the infrastructure, the robustness of the people and what they would have prepared showed, right? You really had minimal deaths. But having said that, the ways that people could contribute, if you're in Trinidad, you could just go to any one of the major supermarket chains, right? Visit us on Facebook, just type SayWhatTT or Instagram or TikTok, and you will see it. You could visit our website, www.saywhattt.org. I just list some of the supermarket chains, all the extra foods, all the Massy stores, the SNS Posads, the Food King, Better Deal Supermarket right here in Arangwes. You have Chase Mart, you have Quality Cash and Carry, we have the True Values and the GTAs.
Brilliant.
So we have so many of them on board. I think we recently got Food Hall on board too. So there's 10 major supermarket chains basically, right? But the total amount of supermarkets and all that stretch from deep South Mayaro to far north Tanni Grande, northeast to the western and both sides, north and south. It's over 40 stores that you could visit.
Excellent.
Right?
No
And
excuses.
Yeah. And you just go tell the cashier that you want to make a contribution. Now, of course, cashiers change all the time. If they have any problems, ask them to speak to a supervisor or just send us a message and we will get in contact with them and just make sure that, that they have the procedure, because it's not something they do every day.
Yeah.
Right? And you can make a contribution through that way, or you can visit our website, www.saywhattt.org. You click donate, you'll see all our projects, and you can donate local or internationally via credit card, via debit card. You could use any one of the forms.
Great. And so it's really very simple. SayWhatTT.
Yeah.
You can't get it
SayWhatTT.
You cannot get it easier than
And if you're having problems, you could just give us a call to 333 SEWA. 333 SEWA.
333 SEWA. So easy. Write it in your diary. This is why I always tell you have your diary, so you can write it in your diary. And before we wrap things up, you have an event that's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, so this weekend we have the Packaging for Jamaica. At the same time, we have a health fair in Mayaro at the Rio Claro Secondary School.
Excellent.
Right, Rio Claro East Secondary School. We're starting at 9 a.m., finishing by 2, where you'll be able to get free health screening. This is in collaboration with the MP, MP Morris, and
Very
also
nice.
the
Nicholas Morris.
the ERHA, the Eastern Regional Health Authority, and we're trying to improve the model every time we do it, right? So when we see patients here and we try to move them into the hospital system so that they could be follow-ups. It's not just a basic health screening, so that we could move to the follow-up. So all that work is happening in the background.
I want to applaud you for that, because there are many people walking around with high blood pressure that they're supposed to be in the hospital lying down in a bed, or with diabetes and they're 500s, and they're walking around living life as normal until they crash. So this is prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
Your health is your wealth.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy that you're even stepping in now to get that intervention. Free health care. I mean, what more? And it's happening in Rio Claro and Mayaro.
Yeah. So we try to go to the areas that fairly far from or that is not very close to a health center or hospital. or where we know that people don't really go to the health centers. And part of it would also be, registering them and getting them enrolled in the nearest health institution so that they could follow up.
Brilliant. That is awesome. I mean, you guys are really, it's like an institution of so many, you're diverted in so many different ways in helping when it comes to helping people. So, now we're talking healthy and lifestyle, saving TNT.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So just a quick note on that. Because we were doing these health fairs since our inception, right? We would have built a good cadre of doctors and medical students and things, and which is why we were able to have the first mass vaccination site during the pandemic. In fact, the largest mass vaccination site, I think, would probably be in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And we vaccinated 86,400 people in 45 days, right? But coordinated with the other authorities, almost 250,000 vaccines.
You all need to get medals. This country needs to wake up and realize the great contribution that you have been making over the years. You've been a good, strong leader as you go from strength to strength. When it comes to not just giving food and clothing, but now you're into health. You've always been into health.
Yeah.
That's where it started with the blood drive.
Yeah.
I really want to applaud you. I've done it before and I will continue to. And I trust and hope that the relevant authorities could understand the magnitude and what you all are doing.
Well, for us, the reward really is seeing when we could, natural disasters we can prevent, but seeing that we are able to organize people to do great things, right? And we as an organization understand organization. So people do Sewa individually, right? And that's fine, like anything you're doing individually. If you have a small business and you're making clothes, for instance, you're sewing clothes. But if you form a company, you could do it in mass, right? And deal with more people. Same thing with Sewa. Yes, people do Sewa individually, and we are now pooling those resources, making it more efficient, making it more effective, and now we could do more complex things like the health fairs and the vaccination and the blood donation, and change our entire community view to really affect a nation, right? And that is part of, that is also deliberate, because everything we do must build our volunteers. And we have these conversations with the volunteers that they know that what we are building is an organization for the welfare of the nation. And of course, once Trinidad grows, the entire world becomes better.
You empower communities and you empower our country. What motivates you?
I think, for me personally, growing up with the Hindu Swam Sevak Sangh, that would have been one of the organizations, and the teachings from that particular group would have inspired me, I guess, to do what I'm doing now, right? Not Sewa. It would have inspired me to be organized, to be
disciplined.
Yeah, well, the discipline is one. I'm probably not the most disciplined person, but
it takes a lot of discipline.
But to understand the need for organizing and having a community organized, right? And we see the benefit, right? There are so many organizations that do something and they do it well, they do it good. And we focus on organization. We don't focus on the end goal. If we focus on organization, the people get the things done and the end goal is achieved, right? So we really spend time on getting the organizing correct.
Mr. Chiloksing, I really want to applaud you and your hard-working team, every one of your members, because they are the ones that really work and make it happen. And I want to wish you continued success as you grow from strength to strength, as you continue to empower people. This is simply awesome, and it's when I say miracles happen and it's like angels on earth, that's the truth. You bring hope, you bring light, you bring food, you bring shelter, you bring health. So may God continue to bless you richly as you and your team grow from strength to strength. And I'm sure we can have other conversations on how you can also empower other people to make a difference. Before we leave, please share your number one more time.
Yeah, so you can contact us at 333 SCWA, 333 SEWA. You can visit our website www.sewott.org.
Great.
Right, sewott.org. You can email us at admin@sewott.org. And you can check us out we're on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Just type Sewa space TT or Sewa_TT and you'll find us.
Make a difference. Make a difference, and you can make a difference. You can make a difference. The power is within yourself to make somebody smile, to make somebody happy, and take them away from their hurt and pain and brokenness. I thank you. We'll see you very soon. This is where we're going to wrap things up for today. Please be good, law-abiding citizens. You know, when you give of yourself and you give of your heart, it is a reward that only you can understand, that feeling of making a difference in somebody's life. Keep smiling, be positive, and always know the best is yet to come. More importantly, here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. I am Zelisa Rupani. Thank you so much for choosing us. Stick and stay. Great programming continues right here on Real TV.